slowly rolling into it, and off of corner number 4. It's showtime at Skagit Speedway. It's showtime!
One car with the front of it that was junk, and another car with the back of it was junk. So I cut both of them in half, took the good part of one car and the good part of the other car, and welded them together.
Racing, and next thing you know, she's on the flag stand running the, doing flag, and all my quarterback. I'm like, where did you come from?
I hope they just soak it all in, because you don't know when it could be over.
Little crazy Martin looks over, he goes, "Are we going 100 mile an hour? I've never gone 100 mile an hour before in my life."
And I just looked at the track and I said, "This is absolutely gorgeous. This is a beautiful facility." He says, "You think so?" And I said, "It is." And he says, "My name is Jim Raver."
No pressure, just win.
Well, welcome into this week's edition of On the Gas, a Skagit Speedway Podcast. Happy New Year, everyone. Hope you had a phenomenal holiday since the last time we spoke. Erik List here with you. We have Justin Youngquist joining me as a co-host today. Blake Anderson, Caleb Hart, both are in Tulsa, living on Tulsa time. And this week we're joined by John Hamilton, owner of GWC Media, to just kind of talk a different element of racing. We talked to drivers, we've talked to promoters, but there's another big part, media and videography and photographers, and we have a lot of really good photographers and videos, and everyone that does come to Skagit Speedway weekly for media, a lot of really good media people around here. But I think it's just one of the interesting topics of, you see all this stuff online, whether it's, videos, photos, but there's more to it than just a video, just a photo. So, John, thanks for being here to join us. This is going to be fun.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So, I want to just start with kind of your background. You're owner of GWC Media now, but how did you kind of get into the media landscape?
Yeah, so we go way back, 15 years. I started with just picking up a camera and doing portrait photography and senior photos, stuff like that, stuff that you would never catch me doing these days now, just because it's not as exciting for me. I love racing. I've always been a race fan, and here we are. I get to live it.
Yeah. What made you want to get into it?
Well, I got the opportunity to kind of get back into it, and Kyler with the Elevate kind of was brought me on, because he had moved on to bigger things with broadcasting and flow and being production, so he needed somebody local, and I kind of just started doing that on the asphalt side of the world, and he graciously gave me some equipment and got me back into it, and then it kind of just formed from there, and took photos for a few years and ended up buying my own equipment and going my own way, and like I said, doing photos. And finally one of my buddies, he was like, "What if we did video?" And it came down to what if we did, and then it has gone downhill but uphill in a good way with the equipment and just learning over the last really 2 years now, and then getting the opportunity to do some of the speedway content too up here at Skagit. So yeah.
So Kyler, I met Kyler in 2020.
Kyler Hope.
Yes.
Hope.
Yeah, I met Kyler in 2020. He came up here and did some of the broadcast stuff. That was the first time that Skagit ever really did any sort of broadcast, was the Thursday night Thunder races during COVID. When we were racing on Thursday nights, and so he came up. So when he went to Flow, he came to you and said basically, I want you to take my spot and do this on the West Coast. Wow.
Yeah, he wanted me to help out, with the Evergreen content, because he's really based at Evergreen, right? Had a huge following there, and just wanted to keep up content. So took photos, learned a lot, because it's a lot different from taking pictures of people, right? I still take pictures of people, or still video people, but it's very different, because this is more candid, natural, and people deep in their element, mm-hmm. right? Versus when you're setting people up to take a photo of them. Yeah. It's not really fun. It's not my style, right? Everybody has their own mm-hmm. niche, I guess, or what they love to do, and that's just not what I wanted. Transitioning back into photography, I've done a few things for friends and stuff like that, and I just every time I'm I don't like it. It's just not as fun to me, which is funny, because there was a while where I was oh, I don't like taking pictures of cars. This is stupid.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it. I just not a fan of, there's no emotion in a car. Well, now there is to me.
Mhm.
It's just I've changed my thoughts on how things work, and to me, there's no more beautiful sound than a 410 sprint car ripping down a racetrack and slowing it down and watching the dance, right? The car floating and dancing in the driver, and there's you can create emotion in a 10-second clip of a sprint car driver watching his hands, watching it. Sometimes you can see his eyes. Like it gets crazy.
Yeah.
It's just it's different perspectives on different things.
Well, I think like your, I'm going to call it an art form because it really is. Like there's, there's a picture of a race car. Everybody's looking at different stuff, right? Like my car owner, Matt Dines, he's looking at the parts that they have, right? Like, what arm are they using? What are this? But the art that you have, the emotion of a photo, I think, I don't know if do you remember, is it TJ Crawford that took pictures at Chili Bowl like a really long time ago? Was
before my time,
like
probably.
These pictures that like we had never really seen the style of before, and now what I'm looking at is more like the story that you can tell with the photo, right? Is the emotion of the situation or the video clip of the car biking up on the right front on the cushion or whatever it is. Like everybody kind of has their tone of their photos and their video, and I think that's something that you capture really well.
Yeah, you have to create your own. You have to create your own style, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can't. You don't want to copy. You don't want to be a copycat, right? You want to create your own style, and you want people to love what you do, right? Like I'll edit a video. My business partner will edit a video. Somebody else I work with will edit a video, and it'll be the same content. And it'll be 3 different ways, and it's 3 different things of what we visualize something as. I mean, we kind of made it a point last year when a couple of these 410 guys won, you and Jesse Slotfeld and a couple other guys, we wanted to do like something cool, right? Give some emotion. Like I like emotion-based videography. Yeah. I want it to be like almost docu-style. Yes. I don't like super sharp, super like contextual stuff. I want people to create their own narrative in their head on stuff too, right?
Can you kind of elaborate on that? Because I think a picture or a video can tell 1,000 words. I mean, you always hear the saying, a picture tells 1,000 words. A video can do the same. What do you mean? How do you kind of capture that emotion when you're filming?
It comes to you.
Okay.
It's you are capturing something or someone, but you're just following them around. You won't follow them around like a dog. Like when we do documentary style stuff or more, that we literally follow people around with a microphone on and just capture natural things. We don't prompt people to do stuff. Yeah, you do master interviews, you do setups, you do stuff like that, and you do that, but you're still capturing a raw emotion. You don't want to script people unless you need to. And that's kind of where I think the content we create is just, I wouldn't say it's better than what anybody else can do. It's just different. It's our style we've formed and the product we want to put out to the world, right? I mean, we're not big on social media. We don't really, I shouldn't say we don't care about that, but it's just like, if I don't like something, yeah, I'll create it and stuff like that, but I'm not going to throw it out. I have a love-hate with social media, right? I do things on my time and when I want to do it. I don't like to think, but back on the topic, I suppose, of like just capturing a moment. I think of a race day or like following people as a wedding day, right? You got one shot at this. I have one shot. I can't be like, yeah, can you go back and do that first kiss or do that first dance? No. Hey, can you go back and reflip your car? No, I can't.
I didn't get that shot.
Yeah.
Go do it again.
Yeah. I didn't get that. Go do it again. So it's really like, it's live action shooting. So it's high pressure, but low pressure at the same time. Like you get it, like you could ask any person who's been in motorsports media creation and they'll be like, did you get that? Yeah, I got it. Or no. And you'll have nights where you'll be like, did you get that? Did you get those guys yelling at each other? No, I was across the racetrack. Did you get that flip in turn 1? No, I was in turn 3. So it's a lot of it's luck with as far as that kind of stuff goes. But you kind of set yourself up for success and change what you're doing. You don't want to be in the same spot every single day, every single time, right? We create stock footage bases for people or racetracks and stuff like that too. Well, that you're kind of stuck in the same spot. Maybe you want to get like the same thing, but really for what I do here is we mingle, right? We get crowd shots. We run through. We want to hear about that stuff, or we want to see different perspectives. Like I've gone nights where I've sat in the stands with the camera all night long.
Mm-hmm.
Just create a fan, maybe get that one fan emotion.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's as long as I know what I'm doing with the camera, like everything comes to me in time. Maybe not all at once like I wanted, or be like, oh crap, I needed that big shot, that one shot, but I didn't get it. Well, try again next time. It's just finding the emotion within people, be it the racers or the fan, the kids, whatever. I mean, we kind of have a not strict rule, but we don't really film kids.
Yeah.
That's kind of just our thing. We don't want to do that because like you never know what other people think. But so how we do that is we do like really wide shots. So there's not like super close faces, stuff like that. So we just like we try and create all these emotions, but we follow them. We don't create them, but we just follow what's going on in real time, and you just have to be on the spot about it.
Yeah, you were down in the office earlier, and I heard you talking. I want to go over a shot list for, the upcoming season, and make sure that we get this and that. So you kind of have you have a rough outline of it, right? But you can't say, oh, well, I know tonight there's going to be, the guy up on the back of the car, throwing a wrench at somebody, and whatever, fight in the pits. Like you can't script it, of course, but you got to be quick on your feet to get what you need. Because like the other thing, I look at stuff. Erik, you kind of at the beginning of this, you kind of talked about capturing all the stuff and everything. What people see as a finished product, right? Like I think of like a NASCAR commercial, and you see the shot of the guy in the grandstands, waving his arm around or whatever. You're talking about sitting in the grandstands all night to get that one shot that was on your screen for half a second. You were in the grandstands all that. You know what I mean? Like it's stuff like that.
To create that emotion pop for the final video.
Right. Like people, I don't think the normal person, quote unquote, really understands the amount of time that goes into these just quick little snippets of, you see on TikTok, there's a 6-second clip of whatever. It's like, I had to make sure that I was in this one spot at this certain time to do this, that, and the other thing, and everything had to line up for that shot to come to it. And I mean, that's just something that people are flicking by on their phone, right? Like it's not.
Yeah. Which is why that's my love-hate with social media, right?
Yeah.
The doom scroll.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is what I'm putting out really going to be seen on social media?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe by 100 people. Like, I don't have a huge following, and I don't aim to be. I don't want to make money off of social media. I want to put stuff out that I want people to see, or that I think people are going to see. I don't follow trends. I don't do that. We do what we do. Mm-hmm. And power in numbers, right? The more cameras I have on the ground, the more chances I have to see all that stuff.
Yep.
Or capture that stuff. And maybe I don't even use it for a year, but I have that.
Yep.
Right? I'd be like, oh, yeah, remember that one time blah, blah, blah got mad, threw the wheel wrench across the track? Yeah, we have that. Or remember that helmet throw? Yep. Let's get that. Let's use that. So it's just, we kind of have this phrase that I learned from Jesse Douglas of Dirt Co. Shoot all the bodies, sort them later. Mm-hmm. Shoot everything, sort it out later. Deal with it later. But get everything. Keep that camera rolling. Just consistency of amount of content you're bringing in makes your final product better.
Yeah.
So here's a two-part question then. On a given Saturday night, roughly what do you think, or how many hours do you think you have of recorded footage at the end of the night?
Well, because how many cameras do you have going?
It depends on the weekend. Like big races, sometimes 3 or 4, maybe even add a drone in. Maybe a crash cam too. On just a normal Saturday night when I show up and here for 8 hours for the whole show, come early, do all my, like, kind of have a pre-race brief with everyone in my team that I bring. I have one consistent person, and then I have people I bring throughout when I need extra hand. So I'd say the amount of footage I have from one night, it can be anywhere from 3 to 4 hours worth of footage. It can be less than that based on the night too. It just depends what we want to build for a stock, right? So it's not I don't put a number on anything. Like I don't have a goal number I have to hit or want to hit. It's just what kind of leads back to capturing what's in the moment. Since everything is so live, like live action, right? It's not scripted. Nothing's scripted about anything we do.
So do you so Sunday, Monday, whatever, you get back and you say, okay, we got 4 hours of footage and we got these shots of this and save it all and whatever. The next week you go, okay, then now we need to get this stuff.
Yeah, that depends. It kind of how the season flows is like we kind of get all of our stock stuff with car changes or scheme changes, driver changes at the beginning of the year, right? When the cars look pretty and haven't been battered or that. And then we kind of just float in what's needed from the client or the racetrack or the driver, what they want. Just we feed that in throughout the year. And then obviously big shows, we'll get to that, I'm sure. Those are a completely different animal. But just on a weekly basis, we're shooting the scene. We're shooting what we see.
Mm-hmm. What do you mean when you say you get the stock?
So yeah, you want like a stock base, right? You want like almost every car on the racetrack, so you have that footage for later on down the road for the end of the season maybe, or throughout the season to create just maybe a driver. I don't like to do this, but that's why we kind of create a stock, is maybe a driver will be like, hey, did you get that? Well, my answer is always, well, the best way for me to guarantee that I got something of you is for you to contact me beforehand, and we come to an agreement on payment or a sponsorship type deal or helping you, because I can't guarantee I'm going to get you, right? So we take that time to just get a clip of every 360 sprint car, get a clip of every 410, get a clip of every Hornet. All these classes are really important that come to this racetrack, right? That Hornet driver who worked 80 hours this week and shows up in his little Honda and comes and puts on a show for these fans, like that guy is just as important as the sponsored paid sprint car driver that shows up through this back gate. And we want to make sure we give everybody a fair shot at getting their day of glory, right?
Yep.
I mean, yeah, we focus heavy on certain classes or certain drivers sometimes, depending upon, but something we're trying new this year is just to kind of be way better about having a content base for every single class, every single driver, and then we have that. I mean, we want to make sure everybody feels important, because they're important to even them coming in here and putting on a show for everyone is just as important as those big teams that come, the high limits that come, or the big races.
Well, I think, Erik, you and I talked about this when you had me on as your guest.
Yeah.
We all put in the same amount of time, of course that can sway, an hour or two one way or another, but we all put the same amount of time into this, right? Like we all have the 6 days a week before it's race day to get our cars ready and spend the money and, whatever, and the money's on a different scale for modifieds, Hornets, sprint cars, whatever else. It doesn't matter. It's the time that you're committing and the lifestyle and life that becomes your racing that everybody's doing. And so the appreciation, because I think a lot of times, you'll have, especially here, this is such a sprint car heavy area, right? You have the modifieds, Hornets, late models, whatever. It's not a sprint car, midgets, all that stuff. They think, oh, well, there's not going to be pictures of us because we're just the, whatever class. And there's kind of this attitude of that, right? And so I think it's appreciated that, you're saying, okay, we're going to get the stock footage of everything because, come the end of the year, you have your awards banquet. It's like, well, it'd be cool to have a little 10 or 15 second highlight reel of Howard Voss in the Hornet class, right? Like he won the championship. Okay, like it'd be nice to have a little clip of him up on the car after he won the Hornet Nationals and this, that, and whatever.
Yeah, which we did that. We did that with the banquet this year. We had just like some shorts, and let me tell you, that's kind of why I'm changing what we're doing, how we're doing things this year, is because we were searching for stuff, and it ended up coming down to we just used a picture, and which is fine. Don't get me wrong, like that's fine. Like I'm not torn about it, but like I need to do my due diligence to make sure I capture everything I can.
Yep.
To create what I want, what is expected of us as a company, or what is expected of, like, just to make sure things look cool. Like at the end of the day, I just want stuff to look cool.
Well, it's kind of you, like you talked about. You're like taking that next step up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like make it better. What can I improve on? I mean, we're always constantly doing that, but it's like, okay, we did it this time. What can we do better next week or next year or whatever it is? And so I think I don't know, there's a lot. It's the stuff that kind of gets swept under the rug during the season because you're not thinking about, our 15-second clip at the banquet's going to be important, but it is at that time. You get to the banquet and you go, oh shoot,
Yeah, I'd like
we
to
didn't get
believe-
enough content.
I mean,
right?
yeah, I'd like to believe that people thought it was cool what we put together
Yeah.
for
Oh, yeah.
for each class. So
Well, because it's you talk about capturing the emotion and stuff. It's the feeling when they're sitting at the table with all their family and their crew and whatever else, and they see that oh wow, they got footage of me. Because we don't even know, right? Like there's people down there with cameras shooting stuff, and we don't know. But the feeling that you're giving them by going, oh my gosh, like cool. There's a little highlight reel.
I am important.
Yeah. Like maybe I didn't feel like I was appreciated all season, but look at that, they got me and whatever. So that's I don't know, the emotion of it all, like you're talking about, is what it all comes down to, right? Like you made them feel good. Now they're in the highlight reel video and all the stuff that can be used throughout the year. I mean, as race hype.
Oh,
and
yeah,
all the
I
stuff.
mean,
oh my gosh.
We do crazy thing. We do crazy stuff that doesn't even involve a racetrack for a transition or something like that. I mean, we're kind of getting into a different form of this now, but yeah, I mean, like we save everything.
Mm-hmm.
You never know when you're going to be able to use it.
Yep.
We mentioned big events, and that's kind of something I want to talk about. We're lucky at Skagit Speedway have numerous marquee events. What's it take, say Dirt Cup, for example, what's it take to prepare for a big 3-night of Dirt Cup or Hornet Nationals, 360 Nationals, High Limit, whatever that event may be?
Yeah, that prep starts a week. Say, we'll just use Dirt Cup or High Limit as an example. Like that prep starts that night from the race previous, because usually we have a week off in between. Hopefully, usually, that starts that night. Like we go home, we clean everything, we go through our equipment, make sure everything's working, do all of our hard drive stuff that we need to do, and we just think about what we're doing, and then come, like they do the golf tournament, which I like to support the golf tournament.
Yeah.
That was super fun last year.
That was really fun.
Yeah, I had a ton of fun. I handed out, adult beverages for
Absolutely.
the golfers.
Yeah,
It was a little foamy,
that's
but
right. We did the broadcast,
Yeah.
the live.
And you guys never came and saw me. That was really disappointing. But yeah, I thought I
I
wanted
was
to think
stuck.
that I had like one of the better setups. I had my tent, my fancy tent up. I had my cameras out and stuff like that. And
I
just-
heard cool things about you.
What hole
Yeah.
were you at?
I don't remember.
I don't remember what hole I was at either. I
We
think
were-
it was
we were at
earlier.
2. We
Yeah, I
were
was
set
gonna
up
say
at
it was
2.
there.
Yeah,
Oh, we were the
it was
hole
a
in
par-
one.
It was a par 3. Yep, it was a.
How do you
It
remember
was you and
that?
Tanner Holmes.
Yeah, and we
Oh,
brought,
dear.
like, I had my drone there, but we also had like a drone team with us that weekend or that day. So we like flew
Really?
the golf course, and
Oh, that's
yeah,
cool.
it was like a FPV team that the Speedway had brought up from California, and they were here all weekend. It was super cool. Yeah.
What? See, I didn't even know that.
Oh yeah, that's the
I was-
point. Like
I was
that's
here the
kind of
entire weekend, but I
that's
didn't
kind of
know.
the point of what we do is you want to be like seen but not heard almost. Like you don't even want to be seen sometimes. Like you want to hide in the woods or hide back in the back
Well,
forty.
because yes, I think that's important too. Because you talk about capturing the raw emotion of it, right? Like you don't want to. Somebody's always watching, right? You're always being watched, but to not know or not be aware of it, right? And that gives you the opportunity to capture those real, candid
Yeah. So that
video, photo, whatever it is that you're getting.
that's part of the prep too, right? So we do the golf tournament. We do like the pre-party for Dirt Cup at down at the railroad.
Railroad, yep.
And then we like get into race day mode. We get into so like I'll go to like the tracks meeting, and I'll be like, okay, so what do we have going on? And then I warn them. I talk to them about stuff we have going on too. I'll be like, okay, what's like some key elements of today? What do we need to do? Like where are we at? And then talk to them, figure out like where are people going to be, what's going on at a certain time, like roughly, and keep in contact with them. So it's like a constant throughout the weekend. And then, there's driver interviews, there's a pit party on Saturday that we come to and kind of just capture. That's a good fan capture moment too, right? Like just want to be. You stay in the moment always.
Yeah.
Like you just kind of got to be there. Sometimes it's difficult, and it's just about spreading out your assets. My assets as far as cameras go too, right? Just being places and being in constant contact with people. And like, I can't tell you how many times I messaged Erik during those long race weeks and, hey, what's going on? What are we doing? T-shirt throw. What are we doing? Like, just staying on top of it. One of my prouder moments from last year, actually, one of the coolest captures that I think I've ever gotten, and I didn't even get it. It was just something that I kind of helped facilitate, is during the high limit, we had the parachute jumpers, right? With the American flag. So I had another racer who also is an FPV drone pilot on, like, working with me that weekend. And the American flag came in. We chased that American flag in with the FPV drone. That was one of the just the greatest things, and just all the facilitation that had to happen. Yeah, we got that shot, but it probably took me 2 hours of talking to people and figuring out what was going on, and this fireworks going off here. That's something else we do, right?
Yep. Sometimes
on a nightly show, we go talk to the pyro guy. We're like, where is this happening and what's happening?
Right.
Like, there's a lot of stuff and then that stuff's really important to me, and maybe some of the other photographers don't understand that, or some of the other media people don't understand. Like, so I make it a point to share with them what's going on, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we chased that FPV drone, or we chased that American flag parachute guy in with the FPV drone, and that was super cool. That's like the best capture of the year to me. It's just because it showed a lot of things, right?
Mm-hmm.
It showed America. It got some fireworks. It showed a grandstands that were full, which is the big crowd, which is super important to what the racetrack does, right? People want to see that, this is somewhere I can't miss. That's the other thing about those big events. You want to make content that says, oh man, I cannot miss this. Mm-hmm. Like, I have to be there. If I'm not there, I'm missing out.
Well, and I was just, in my head, I'm going, with that shot with the American flag and with the big crowd and kind of the stuff you're talking about. Those are the things that you want to see in that commercial, right? Or whatever it is that's going, Skagit Speedway Saturday night, this, and you're giving
it's exciting.
You're putting them in that moment, or like you talk about, hey, I'm going to go film in the grandstands or whatever. You're giving them that perspective of like, hey, this is what you can come and expect. Right? Like, this is the emotion that's here and everything that's going on. It's not just cars going around in a circle.
No.
There's a heck of a lot more going on than what people, I think, realize. In the last few years, there's been more new fans, I think, than we've probably ever had before, because there's a bunch of advertising and stuff going on further south, because, of course, we have a bunch of people that come from Canada, but there's a lot of people that still don't know that there's even a racetrack here. And so, you talk about some of the things that maybe you're not using on your social media, but the track's going, hey, we want to use this shot on this targeted video to Marysville so we can get some people to drive north and come to the racetrack. Like, I don't know, you're getting that emotion of that's going to pull somebody from their couch to just watch it on YouTube Live for free. But I mean, we all three know, sitting here, and a lot of the people that probably listen know that being at the event, there's nothing like that.
No,
being at a race,
there's nothing better than being at the racetrack. And it's a big part of it is making it part of your family. Like, when I come up here, yes, I'm working at the racetrack, but my wife, my kids, we all come. Mm-hmm. They sit up in the grandstands. I go visit them, and okay, I got to go back to work. Sorry, but they enjoy coming up here, and that's part of it too. Like, make it family.
Yep.
Like, and this Speedway has done a fabulous job about, like, just integrating so much, like, family ties to making sure people want to be here and not just coming, right? Like, people plan to be here. They want to show up, and they want to be here and experience what we got going on.
Yep. Yeah, there's people that, I mean, that maybe they go, oh gosh, I haven't been there in forever, but I used to go there all the time with my dad when I was growing up, and maybe they went to college or whatever it is, but now they're coming back because whatever it is, the talking about the social media or whatever sort of is bringing them and drawing them back in. You'd have to think a lot of it has to do with what they're seeing.
Yeah.
That you're capturing,
not just
or
me,
the photographer,
not just me, like everyone.
Whatever it is, right? There's a dozen photographers that are here every week, and so I think of Nick with Race Car and Donna Darko and Bailey Marie and there's all these people. 5 Point Media. Oh my gosh, there's I could go on and on down the list. I'm sure I'll get yelled at by somebody for not mentioning them, but there's so many people that care so much about it because these people too, you included, I'm putting everybody kind of under an umbrella here, but you could be spending your night and week and everything doing something different too. We talk about the racers that spend all the hours and tens of dozens of whatever, all the time that you spend, but then not only are you here capturing it, you've got to take it home and now edit that, whether it's photos, whether it's, crop it in, get rid of the that's in the background of the picture, whatever it is. But there's all this work that goes on that people have hey, can you send me the picture that you got of my car in turn 3 last week?
Yeah, hold on.
Well, it's got to be edited.
Hold on. Let me look through the 1,000 pictures I took that night.
More.
And that kind of tracks me back to, on the racer side of things, like, please, racers out there in the world of any racetrack you are at, if you have media people there and you want to support them. We can't guess. Like, that's information we need. If you want something, like, yeah, please reach out to us and we'll facilitate it at a decent cost that makes sense for us being there and you wanting that product to gain sponsors or just show people what you're doing and attract.
Sorry, I'll let you finish.
Attracting like income.
Yeah.
Because racing is expensive, right?
Yeah.
So like, help us help you.
Right.
As a racer or as a team owner, and just get our product out there so that's useful to you. It's a everybody wins.
It's something that I feel like there's kind of a weird, like, I'm going to use the word vibe. I don't know if that's the right word, but there's a weird like thing between racers asking a photographer or videographer or somebody for a certain shot. It's like they think it's going to cost $500 or whatever for this. Hey, can you get a shot of my car going down the back straightaway into turn 3 and whatever? Like, I've specifically asked for this from photographer. I don't know even what I paid for stuff. I was like, hey, can you take some pictures of my car tonight? I really need to give these to a certain sponsor that's on the left side of my hood. Okay, great. Like, I can work on it. Let's, I can get that shot. Like, what kind of are you thinking in the A main? Are you thinking whatever? Blah, blah. And it was, I'm going to say, I'll throw out like $20 or $30. Like, it was like nothing crazy. I have no idea what stuff, that was years ago. Okay. So I have no idea what stuff costs now, but I just know that there's way more collaboration than I think. Like, people are like scared to ask almost. And I'm saying racers are scared to ask almost for like a certain shot because, oh yeah, well, hand me over some money and let's, make it happen. Like, of course, yes, there will be that at some point, but it's not like this huge ask of a photographer to get a photo for you. They're more than happy to. And so, because, help me to help you, right? Like, I mentioned this to Erik. We talked the other day on the phone, and I said, I mentioned to you, I'd say this on the podcast. What drives me nuts is when people, racers, go on like Facebook and download a photo that has a watermark across it.
Yeah.
Go order some 4x6s from Walgreens, and then they sign them and give them away in the pits.
Yeah, let's just be honest about what that is to a media person. That is, to me, it's just stealing.
Huge
You're
slap
just
in the
stealing.
face.
It's a slap in the face. Like, you couldn't take your time out of the day and just throw me a couple bones and
Literally.
like, make my day and use it. But
hey, can I get that file? Sure, it's $20-$30. Fantastic. Now you have the entire full-size file. You can print posters with it. You can make T-shirts with it. You can do whatever you want. But you went on Facebook and downloaded a terrible resolution photo that's all blurry with a watermark across it. And now it's I've known this to happen forever, right? I mean, since Facebook's a thing. But it's like, man, could you not just have come to me and asked, like, from a photographer's perspective, right? It's like, it's just kind of crazy, the things that you'll see. Is that something that you've had to deal with in the past?
Yeah, I have. It's frustrating, but you kind of just got to move on.
Did you say anything? I'm curious.
You don't say anything. You just change how you do things, right? You lock your stuff down or put a big nasty watermark over the top of it, so it's not very appealing, especially to a sponsor or like that. Yeah, and I mean, there's plenty of people here who do like graphic design style stuff too, hero cards, stuff like that. So like, you're just don't steal. That's all I have to say about that. I mean, it happens, but it's a bad look on you as a racer or whatever, but really makes us not want to work with you.
Well, I was going to say you probably see a lot less of your car in that person's portfolio after that.
Good bet.
Because you didn't. Yeah. Does it soften the blow at all to come after and be like, "Here's $50," even though I printed these pictures?
I don't know. That's never personally
2
happened.
weeks.
That personally never happened to me. But I mean,
Do you feel like it would?
It's a conversation that should have been had at the time. It's just.
Oh, for sure.
It's like you get frustrated about it, but you got to move on. You can't.
Well, you got other stuff to capture. Like it's not,
Yeah. That one person.
It is what it is.
Not gonna hurt my feeling. It's gonna hurt my feelings initially. Like, thanks. And
Cool.
But here we go.
Yeah.
We've talked also a lot about editing in different forms, and you had said off here, you know, I know a lot about the Adobe suite, whether it's Premiere, Photoshop, After Effects. Justin, I know you do some work in the Adobe suite. You mentioned you don't use Adobe. What
We
do you
do,
use?
but we don't.
Sorry, I guess, yeah. What do you use to edit?
We do use Premiere as of today. Like, I think we're going to change that because industry standards and working with other people that some of the projects that we have going forward might not even involve racing. And we work with other editors, colorists, and stuff like sound designers, stuff like that, where sometimes files don't match over. So you kind of got to beat industry standard on stuff. Yeah, I mean, that process it can be pretty daunting for a lot of people. It's just a matter of learning. YouTube's a great tool to learn anything in the world. I've used it. We use it all the time. A simple Google search finds most of that.
I've used a lot of Google videos to help do edits and stuff.
And it's a lot of collaboration too with people. Like, oh, hey, this didn't work for me. Can you tell me how to do this? Or can you ask them, can you help me with this? Like 9 times out of 10. Yeah, I mean, I like to help people out around here. Like I help people out. There's times where I'll bring my still cameras that I have just sitting and hand them off to another photographer. Hey, use this. Try this out. So it's really a matter of just learning the tools you work with. And that's the other side of things. People don't understand that I have all these cameras, but I also have these programs, and I have this sound program, and I have this program too that does all this stuff, and those things cost money too, right? Like, I bet you my subscriptions a year are 4 figures, like in the low 4 figures of just stuff tools I use on a daily basis to create content.
Yeah.
Because I don't like to steal music and stuff like that, right? We create all our own sound. We do all our own sound design, which is a beast itself. Like,
I didn't know that.
yeah, I create everything
my God.
with multiple things. If you look at a video, like a editing board, right, or a program, you'll see like clip layers, and then you'll see like mask layers on top of that, and maybe even you'll see a transition layer. But then you go down to audio, and you'll see 15 audio lines for one video, and that's a 15-second video. So yeah, this stuff takes time. I mean, as far as on the commercial side of stuff, commercial content side of stuff, like we kind of have it down to where we can get it done pretty quick, right? Change some stuff around. We kind of have a template we go off of though. And we get great audio, from the Speedway or any partner that we do that stuff with. We get that audio brought in from a third party that records the audio, and then we kind of just add little things in here and there if we need to. But the time it takes, I've spent 4 or 5 hours on 30 seconds. Yeah, like it's insane.
Yep.
I mean, this is the easy part out here. Like this racetrack capturing is the easy part. It's the editing, the time, the effort, the staring at a computer screen, which we all don't like to do sometimes.
People don't see it.
There's times where I've been in the middle of a video and I can't do it anymore. I just shut your computer.
Yeah.
Like, I'm done.
100%.
Come back to this. So there's so many tools out there that we have to use to create just something different, right? Not your normal TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, run-of-the-mill trend, right? Nothing trendy. I mean, I've always been told you can have like mediocre footage and put it together properly with killer sound, and that video is going to create more emotion or create more draw than if you were to just throw something together off of one of those platforms, right? I don't know. Everybody does what they need to do and create stuff, but I just pride myself on working a little bit, taking a little more time and creating something I'm proud of at the same time, and not just following a trend.
Well, you appreciate the originality of something, not just like what's going to catch somebody's eye is seeing the new, the fresh, the whatever's different, right? Like that's where I feel like you see a lot of your inspiration come from. Like, hey, what have I not seen before? What have I, what's going to catch my eye when I am, if you were to post whatever it is, right? When I am doom scrolling, what's going to make me stop and actually look at it? Because the same trend, cut at this point in the sound and this and that and whatever else it is that's trending on TikTok right now, that's the, run of the mill. You want to be original.
Yeah. Which is a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
Always.
Well, and that, like you talking about all this editing stuff, like people don't get how much time that really takes. And I think what hurts but also can maybe sometimes be helpful is like the things like Canva or these apps that you can just download on your phone, what's the CapCut or whatever.
Yep.
Yes, in a pinch, if you're just like Erik, if you're running around on a race night and you got to take some video to just post on Skagit's TikTok real quick of here's what's happening tonight at Skagit Speedway, that that probably works. Where you're taking footage that you've shot on professional cameras, not your cell phone, not your iPhone, not whatever. It's just a totally different process, and I think it's severely under appreciated, and it's just not understood the training that it takes to even learn the programs in the first place. Because most people are going to flip that computer open and go, right?
The Premiere Suite was the Adobe's the most daunting thing to try to learn.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I mean, and that's something else. When you go back to camera and equipment, like that's something else. Like I have chosen as a creator to use is we use cinema cameras, right? Mm-hmm. We use stuff that is never meant to show up at a dirt racetrack or even a racetrack, right? We're talking like stuff they use on Hollywood sets. I mean, I just got a new camera. It shoots 200 frames a second. That buttery smooth slow-mo we're going to have this year is going to be premium. But we use prime lenses. We use manual focus on all our lenses. Like we don't take shortcuts, right? We want to make this cinematic. We want to make it cool. We want to make it different. Have I used my cell phone for things when I need something? Absolutely. It's a great tool, especially if you know how to use it. Mm-hmm. But we want it to be different. So that's really all I can say about that is I just wanted to be different and use these these tools that I have that may be out of date for what they were used for initially, but for me and my team, like they're sweet and they create cool stuff.
Yeah.
What advice or tips would you have for anyone trying to get into either photography or videography? What's the best steps for them to make that first plunge?
Do your research. That's really important. Like research, figure out what's going to best fit for you. There's tons of sites out there that you can rent equipment from.
Like?
There's one called ShareGrid that is more high-end stuff where you need something for a day or two. But, I mean, you can just go to YouTube and look up camera reviews. Like, I prefer the Sony ecosystem of stuff for some stuff, but I also like the cameras I use on a daily basis. I have like 2 Z cams, which are more cinema-style cameras, and then I have an RE, which is like super cinema, right? Like crazy stuff. But you don't necessarily need all that. You start small and get a kit lens or get a couple lenses and just figure out and practice all the time. Keep consistent with what you're doing. Like you can't, don't stay stagnant, right? You always need to learn. You can never be done. We have photographers here that have been doing this for 30 years, and I guarantee you ask them if you could ask them on any given night, did you learn something new today? Or did you do something different that you've never done before? And I bet you 9 times out of 10 they're going to say, yeah, we've done that before. Yeah, I've never done that before, and I tried a new angle. All right, so you just got to be consistent with learning, and you have to be open to learning and trying new things. The worst thing in the world to me is when a content creator has the same look or the same like repetitive thing going on. So getting into it, really you just kind of need a basic camera, right? That has options and that you can learn on, and over time you'll upgrade and get better at using those tools. Like, these are tools to our craft. Everything we use is tools to our craft, right? And a mechanic isn't going to go buy, an established mechanic is going to go buy Snap-on tools, right? Versus like, oh, I'm just starting out, or I'm a garage mechanic. Oh yeah, Harbor Freight works for me now. When you get into some of this stuff, it's about hand feel and use and what options or things that tool can do for you. So it's a really broad spectrum of equipment out there. I mean, what might work for somebody or might have the feel, like, I have Sony cameras, like I said, for my still photography stuff that I still have. I have my Sony camera set up like a Canon because that's what I learned on 10 years ago, right? Yeah. But I prefer the look or the style or the color that Sony camera provides me. So it's just learning and starting somewhere. You just got to start somewhere. And it's kind of like, it's really a dive, really. Like, people are like, oh yeah, I can just go buy a camera and be a photographer. I'm like, you can go take photos, but you're not going to be a photographer.
I think one of the biggest, I'll say, like, mindset things for starting it new, because I do some of the graphics and stuff, right? And before I was like, oh, I could do that. And then you get into it and you don't know what you don't know. And I think that's good advice for anyone to understand, is that, you know, if you're just going to jump in and get into it, like, understand that you don't know what you don't know, and that's okay, but you need to learn, and the learning will never ever stop, because things develop and change and, you know, get better, and technology changes or whatnot. But
constantly,
I think the biggest mindset thing that you can have would be to just understand that you are going to be learning, and you will mess up and you will make mistakes, but that's okay.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to ask for help.
People get frustrated, right? People get so frustrated. Like, asking the questions doesn't make you look less intelligent. You're asking because you want to learn. Like,
yeah, I might give you some hassle or something. Be like, you don't know that, really?
Yeah.
Well, here, this is how you do that. But, like, don't be afraid to ask for help either. That's in any aspect of content creation or photography or videography, right? Like, there's so many people out there who do this.
Mm-hmm.
But how many people is out there who do it good, or you want to learn from, or like, you like how they do things, so you maybe look at their style and form your own off of it, right? Like, that happens. But you can't be afraid. It's, like I said, it's a dive. You're diving into a whole new world, and that happens with anything, right? Like, get a new car,
whatever hobby,
whatever, or any hobby. But with photography, you just have to be willing for criticism too. That's a big thing. You have to be open to criticism, to all this stuff, because you're only as good as what you're putting out. And that's what people see. Like, I see things differently than that, but, like, people are going to pick you apart, maybe.
Oh yeah. Or
you have to be open-minded about everything. You can't be closed off, and just have to, it's constant learning and progression of teaching. And a lot of people who do this don't have formal training. I don't have any formal training whatsoever. Like, I've never once gone to school for videography, photography, anything. I learned all by myself and talking to people and surrounding myself with people who are good at their craft.
Yeah. Wow. That's impressive. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I have zero formal training. Like,
wow.
YouTube University.
Yeah, that's right. That's awesome. YouTube, you can learn anything. You said it.
Yeah. Well, John, thank you so much for coming on. This has been a lot of fun. I think it's been educational. I hope people have found something different about it, learning something different, because we appreciate all the photographers, videographers, everyone that comes to Skagit Speedway or whatever. You know, it takes Skagit, whatever racetrack, you know, all the media that we see of sprint cars is awesome, but there's more than just hey, let's just upload this picture, upload this photo, whatever it is.
Point, shoot, and upload. Yeah. No. So underappreciated. Like, everything that you guys do and put out, and this goes for any photographer, videographer, any track across the country. Like, you probably don't hear it enough, but the time and energy and love that you put into what you do is very, very much appreciated. So
yeah, and I think this year, aside from kind of the stuff we do for the racetrack or do for a couple people, we're gonna try and like do some deep dives into some people's lives almost. I think just as like we call it like a personal project. We want to know, like, yeah, you're a race car driver here. What do you do every day? What is your daily thing? Like,
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, so I think we're going to try and like do that and go visit some people, and just as a personal project for the company, just try something different, give it cinematic look. These people, and when I say that, like raw, uncut, unfiltered things and your daily life, and oh, by the way, like we're going to do this how we do it. Sorry, but it's on there. And I think we're going to try some of that this year and just show people what we got, I guess.
He did last year. I forgot about this. I was walking into the pits. He goes, "Hey, we want to put a microphone on you and just have it on you the entire night." And I was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, it'll just record the whole night." And I was like, "Wait, you better be ready to edit a lot of that out." He's like, No, we're just gonna run it all the way through, and then we'll just use whatever goes." And I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, I mean, GoPros are a good tool too, right? So like, you can take a GoPro and hook a microphone up to it, and have that in-car microphone, and really party. So yeah, maybe we'll do some of that this year. Who knows?
Oh boy.
Well, sweet. Thank you so much. GWC Media is your company. Where can people find you?
Yeah, so Instagram, GWC Media Northwest.
GWC Media _NW.
Yeah.
For those of you searching it.
For those of you keeping score at home. And then just Facebook, GWC Media. And anybody can feel free to reach out to us if they have questions, want to know more about what we do or how we do it, and
give a follow.
If you give a follow, yeah. We always like follows and shares. Those are cool. Even though I'm not huge on social media, like it's always nice to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, and just support your local racetrack photographers, videographers, anything. Like support all those racers out there around the country. Support us. We appreciate it. Even if it's just a thank you for what you do, or thanks for coming out. Like, we appreciate every single bit of that. We kind of just want to be seen, right? We like to be unseen, but we like to be seen at the same time.
We like to be appreciated.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, you can follow John and his company, or really any other photographers videographers here at Skagit Speedway, just with a quick, Instagram, Facebook search. There's a lot of them here with a lot of really great talent. So thank you so much, John, for coming on.
Yep,
this
thanks
has been
for having
a lot
me.
of fun. Thank you. Well, a big thank you to Justin Youngquist and John Hamilton for coming on. Justin for co-hosting with me, and for John being our guest. Hopefully that was interesting and just a different perspective into the world of sprint car racing. Well, the 2026 Skagit Speedway schedule is here. It's live. If you want to view that, you can check it out now online at SkagitSpeedway.com under the schedule tab. But if you want something even more fun and a more fun way to view the 2026 schedule, well, hit up the Skagit Speedway YouTube channel and go under the live tab and watch the live launch from last week. That was the debut of the 2026 schedule here at Skagit Speedway, hosted by Blake Anderson and Caleb Hart. Roughly just under 40 minutes and worth every second of it. Give that a watch. But it's also a Chili Bowl week. If you're looking for some racing to scratch that itch, you can go listen to Caleb Hart and Blake Anderson and support all the local and West Coast drivers that are racing in Chili Bowl, plus the high limit drivers and everyone else. Give that a watch live on flowracing.com. And again, support all the Skagit Speedway locals, the West Coast drivers as a whole. NARC, you have it. They're there. Well, with that, also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, Twitter, YouTube, all at Skagit Speedway to stay up to date with everything Skagit Speedway. For that, thank you so much for listening to this week's edition of On the Gas, a Skagit Speedway podcast. Talk to you next time. Take care.